day of our month of June, a June we will never see. I am saying this to you with all due respect. Oh, lightning alert. There you go. I knew something was up. I'm going to say this to you in a way. I have never seen a time like this where I think there is such where I have, I don't want to say I've lost faith in, but I've lost faith in the average Joe and the average person of this country to really understand what's going on. I know that's not a nice thing to say. I know nobody's supposed to say this, but I have never in my life felt that what people are concerned with and about has absolutely nothing to do with the reality that's going on in the world today. I never knew it possible. I never knew it even remotely plausible. I never thought anything like this. I never thought it remotely possible. I don't even know where to start. And what I'm noticing, more than anything else, what I'm noticing is from people who simply don't get it, not you, mind you, but the rest of the country. Sometimes I have people tell me, do you see what's going on regarding Iran? And I'm saying, well, did you do anything about it? They say, nope, no, they know nothing about it. Well, what do you mean? Well, I don't know if this is something you want to hear, if people like this, but, and by the way, the Diddy case is already coming off the wheels. It's jury questions, a bad juror. I've been telling you about that, but I don't think people really care. That's another thing too. I don't know if people really care about this. I don't know if people really. This is a big deal case. It's one of the biggest cases around, but I don't think people get it. So I don't really go into it. I was listening to, again, if you listen to the judge, again, Judge Napolitano, I have so much respect. God love him. RT, Tehran News, Zateo, this Hani Assad or whatever. I don't think anybody in this country really has any clue, and they are believing every single thing that is being presented regarding the war, that somehow we have obliterated Iran, and all of Fordo and Isfahan and Natanz, they were destroyed, and everybody's saying no. Does anybody care? Does anybody care? I don't know. I swear to God, I don't know. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. There was a case, Mrs. L will be talking to you about. How about Marsha Blackburn and Ted Cruz absolutely hosed members of her movement regarding this moratorium as to AI. I mean, they are just, her people, her world, they are just shocked. They are devastated by the double cross. They can't even put it into words. Can't. They don't even know what to say. So, I don't know. The BBB, do you feel like this is this grave? I don't think anybody really understands it, to be honest with you. I haven't really studied every aspect of it. I think most of these bills are so cumbersome and so huge, nobody really understands or grasps what's going on. I am so scared. My advice to anybody, stay out of crowds on Friday. July 4th, stay out of crowds. If you don't see this one being set up, I don't know what it will take. our good friend says, Frankman says, at 70 it seems a lot of people don't seem to care if we lose it all or our freedom, our voices, our justice, and our safety zone of protection. I think you're right about that. I think people feel that there is this sense of that we're the United States and we have nothing to worry about, that we will always be popular, that we will always be powerful, that we will always be, um, that whatever we do, we don't have to worry about anything ever affecting us. That this fellow Zoran Mandami is nothing to worry about. This is as close to an actual Castro, Chavez, uber socialist that we've ever seen, ever. And it's not just, and when I tell people, I say this and I say, move, hey, I'm in Florida. It's like, that's not what we're talking about. If we're talking about the brain center, the financial center of the biggest city in the nation, and people, I think people think that they just don't have to worry about anything. I think people think that we're the United States and we are blessed. Blessed by God. Blessed by whatever. Somebody said, this is you're depressing. What do you think is going on here? I mean, this is, do you, I am not somebody who sits back all the time and says, oh, everything's terrific, because everything is not terrific. It's not even remotely terrific. I want things to be better, be perfect. I don't want to sit back and say, oh, I love my president. Is that what you think? Do you believe that we are the best country in the world? Do you believe this, or do you hope we're the best country in the world? Do you really know? Do you really know? When you say we're the best country in the world, what is, and I mean this, I think, I don't know, I've never lived anyplace else, so I don't know. As far as I'm concerned it is, because I don't know anything else. What is so great, what is so wonderful about our country right now? Right now, tell me, what are you the happiest about? Our political system, our voting, our turnout, what? Tell me. Tell me what you were the most, I'm serious. Tell me. To me, life, politics is like being a trainer. I don't want to be, when somebody comes to you and you're a physical trainer, you don't want to be in the position where you tell them, hey, everything is great. You look great. You are terrific. No, a trainer will tell you, well, we got to work on this, we got to work on that, we have to do something along the lines of perhaps, making you better or more, whatever the particular thing is. All right, does that make any sense to you? I think so. The question I have is, what are you so happy about? What is it that you are the happiest about? Tell me. Tell me, what are you the most proud of? What are you the most thrilled with? What are you the most happy about? What are you the most, I'm dead serious, my friend. What is it that you think we are so terrific? The best thing about this country is such and such. Tell me what it is. I mean, I think I again, I don't, how do I say this? I don't necessarily, I don't want there to be something bad. Happy, I mean, I really do. But tell me, what do you think is so terrific? Do you think we have a great representative system? Do you think we have people who are out trying? Do you think the Democrats are the enemy or just the opposing issue? Do you have people that in our country are trying to destroy us? Do you know, let me ask you a question. Do you see one day hordes, passels, millions of Muslims trying to take over major cities and portions of this country? Do you see that ever happening? And does it matter? Does it matter to you? Or is your example, I love when people say, well, I don't live there, so it doesn't really matter to me. Oh, I see. See, I don't live there. Frank Mann says, to me, Lionel, there is a very clear sign that our country is being taken over by a pure evil who hate America, like this guy running for governor in New York, actually running for mayor of New York. You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what people tell me. People, this is, and thank you, by the way. This is the part that drives me crazy. They will say, I don't really, it doesn't bother me. I don't live in a city where you're going to see this. I live in Birmingham, or I live in, Pascagoula. I don't care about this. That's the way people think. If it doesn't, is that the way you think? Do you think what makes America great is keeping the bad stuff out of your city, or do you think there's a bigger issue here? See, that's my problem. Everything for the longest time, everything that was happening to Europe. I was talking to my good friend Sean Atwood, and about what's going on. They can't believe what's happening. And this guy, this Sadiq Khan, and the mayor or the governor or the mayor of London, they're seeing this. So my question is, does it matter to you? I guess let me rephrase this. Does the only thing that matters to you is the only thing important as long as it doesn't affect your particular city? Because that's what I think people think. I think people figure, look, if it doesn't affect me, I don't really care one way or the other. Do you think, let me ask you something, if this country ever falls apart, do you think it's going to start in Cleveland? Do you think it's going to be it's in Pascagoula? If you're going to go after, if you're going to destroy this country, if that's what you want to do, where do you think this would happen? Where? See, that's what people do. They will tell you this, for example. Well, I don't watch CNN, so I don't really care about that. I don't get Facebook, so I don't care about that. I want a smarter country. I want to be America's trainer, an intellectual trainer. And I'm not one to sit around and think everything's great. Lori Cook says, I'm grateful for the regular people, bikers, truckers, radio people, farmers, churches. Yeah, I'm glad to. But that's not enough. Lori, that's not enough. At all. That's good. We're always going to have that. I talked to a friend of mine who, Chinese, and she talks about things that are happening in her native China. And a lot of people will say, you know what? A lot of people there are really happy. I heard these stories where, I'm not going to mention one particular item, but there are some items that you cannot get in China, despite all of this incredible productivity. I want my country to be the best for children, grandchildren, the rest of the people. I want to have a system where we have an alarm system, where when I say there are, in the city of New York, over 1 million Muslims, many of them are great and fantastic, but if somebody sounds the alarm, what if they decide to go, not sleeper cell in terms of, doing harm, but owning everything? You got a problem with that? You got a problem with that? Someone says, do not send your kids to public school. What do you do when you're a poor, if you are, let's say, middle income or lower income, and you are not able to have the luxury of private schooling or tutoring? What do you think people do? You see, that's what people say. What are you supposed to do? What? Don't send kids. Somebody actually said that. Don't send kids to school. That's it. Frackman says, if everything falls apart, even the cries even the ones that say it won't affect them, it will. It just takes a little longer. That's a fact. Yes. Let me ask you this. Do you think America is worse off than it was in 1950, let's say? It's a very difficult question. Answer my question. Do you think America is worse off than it was in let's say 1950? Anybody? What do you think? Do you think so? Do you think? Now, there's an answer to this. There's a way of speaking to this, which I don't think most people are doing. Nobody's going to ask, well, good in terms of what? Or what do you mean in terms of, what are you talking about? In terms of what? Good? Are things better since 1950? Mayberry? Do you think? Do you want to go back to 1950? Well, I don't want to go back to 1950, but I think there was something that was better then. 1950. What was 1950? Post World War II, we owned the world. We were the power that no one could ever put into. My God. We just, like we like to think, just dominated, just destroyed Hitler and the rest of the world. Okay? Now, my question to you is this. What do you think? I don't want the technology. I don't want to live without computers. I don't want to go back to that stuff. But there was something which I thought was the most important. America knew more. America knew more. I can tell you that in 1960, whatever, when I was a kid, we knew more about Vietnam. We knew more about the war. We knew more about the world. We knew more about Martin Luther King. We knew more about stuff than anybody could ever imagine. It was a different world. There is I don't know where to start. I don't want to sit and just do a litany of complaints. But the bottom line is, we knew more. My bottom line, the number one complaint that I have is Americans don't know anything. They know about things that don't really matter. Oh, they know about sports. Oh my God. Oh, Brian, what's his name, to plead guilty? That killer or whatever it was. Yeah. I think I just saw that pop up. I haven't followed that case. For some reason, it just never... It's a horrible case. Never really did anything for me. The Diddy case I'm fascinated by because there's all kinds of problems. They've got a juror who doesn't speak English or doesn't understand. We'll see about that. I was talking to some people the other day, and the folks who run WABC. By the way, WABC tonight. Don't forget 1 o'clock, 1 to 5 every overnight. The owner of WABC is a fellow named John Katzimatidis. He is a billionaire, a bona fide billionaire, not Kim Kardashian billionaire. And great patriot. And one of the things that's so terrific about working is that there's no chairman of the board, there's no board. He's it. He says, just do it. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything in any iteration of radio like this. So we were talking about this, and he said, he was very concerned. He said, this is going to be what he believes to be a kind of a version of Castro, Chavez, a form of very serious, real, dangerous socialism. And he said, I'm going to take my companies and I'm going to get the hell out of here. At least that's what he's saying. I don't know if he's bluffing. He and Ackman are talking about this. And I said, the thing I don't understand is, what do the rich folks think will happen? And what do you think needs to be done? And if I ran this country, as I said, if I were in charge of this, I would have a version of kind of like the shadow government for us. And I would have a meeting. And I would have the biggest money people, but not just money, people who were politically, like Bezos isn't worth a shit, but other people. And I would sit there and say, gentlemen, ladies, we need to unleash something no one's ever seen. I want to see. I want them to see. I want people to see. The deluge of a social media firestorm that no one has ever seen. I want to get Teal and Elon and all the nerds and folks that we need, because believe me, these people are capitalists like you can't believe. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, don't think for a moment they're into some lefty whatever it is. That is nonsense. They want to keep their money. They want America strong, and they might live in a different world, but I want them to say, now's your chance to pay us back. I want this thing called the play, the Hail Mary, whatever, Doug Flutie, and I want this to be called the Holy Shit play. By the way, July the 19th, Cutting Room, I'm telling you, please be aware of it, my friends, be aware. I'm going to put it right up there for you, there we go, right there at the top. Now, what I want people to understand, I want people to grasp, is the idea that the following. I want people to say, I want this guy to see what happens when we unleash a torrent of shite that he's never seen. First and foremost, everybody comes out of the woodwork. People who say all of a sudden, people who are, let's say, mothers, who say, I lost my child to crime. I want to see a woman who shows up as she speaks and her left or right eye, or maybe both, are permanently blinded and you can see them. You can see them. You can see that an orbit is missing, and you can see this is what happens. A pimp beat me up. I lost the use. I cannot have children. Ladies, you would not believe what we hear in terms of the suffering and the internal damage that is done to women by virtue of sex trafficking and the like. I can't say it right now. It would blow your mind. And this son of a bitch wants to have this thing called sex work. If there's sex work, there are pimps. If there are pimps, there's human trafficking. Should I say that again? Did you miss what I was saying? Did you hear what I said? Okay. If you think there's going to be this group of like these independents, these women who work sex work like somebody works an Uber or a Lyft, you're out of your mind. This guy is being handed a list of things to do, and they are going to put together in Times Square this kind of think of it as a Wawa or a bodega or a 7-Eleven for sex workers. Kiosks to check for HIV or HPV, or to make the idea that it's like a Jiffy Lube, literally, for the sex industry, because they want your kids. They want your kids. You hear what I'm saying? They want your children. And one of the things they're doing to get your children is to destroy the notion of parental autonomy. They want to destroy the idea of a parent being able to control his or her children. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. This is going to happen. This is what they want. They want New York and other cities to be the sex tourism capital of the world. You are going to see the age, remember NAMBLA years ago? You're going to see the age of consent destroyed, dissolved. Let me stop for a second. You hear what I'm saying? Anybody have any? Does this, I'm looking right now at some of the response. Does anybody hear what I just said? Anybody? E.D. Crowley is all right. Please remember to watch Mrs. L's latest interview on Lynn's Warriors. Absolutely. Anybody hear what I just said? Anybody? Anybody paying? No. Anybody? They're talking about Muslim. You see, anybody understand what's going on here? Do you hear what I'm saying? You see what people are saying right now? Please do me a favor. If you can, go back and read the comments. These are the most astute people, theoretically. And the response is, well, those Muslims, they hate Muslims. People in this country hates Muslims. Hate them. hate them. It's not anti-Semitic, even they consider it. They don't know anything about them, but they just, I mean, they can't stand them. Oh my God, it goes. You have no idea. They use words like fatwa, jihad, sharia. They know nothing of it. Doesn't really matter. But when you read the reaction, you'll never see anybody say, what do we need to do? What do we need to do about it? What do we need to do about it? How do we fix this? What do we do? How do we mobilize? No. What they'll sit back is they'll say, can I come up with a comment that is funnier than the other? Let's see. Can I come up with about 72 virgins or marrying a sheep? Or that's the way we are. Because the people that you're reading, they're not serious. They don't understand this. Nothing alarms them because whenever we meet, it immediately, and I'm really seriously thinking about whether I should even bother with lives. I mean this. I think sometimes when I do live broadcasts, I think I do more harm than good by virtue of bringing people out, and they're good people, but to allow this frivolity instead of going into the public square to get people angry, I think it provides like a babysitting service for people who just like to shoot the shit and laugh, and I don't think they understand it. I'm dead serious. I was thinking tonight, do I really want to do this? Every single night, every time I do a live, I always think to myself, I don't think I accomplished anything with that. I don't think they understand it. I think it's me. I think it's me. I don't think I'm doing a good job. Because nobody's alarmed. There's just laughing and they joke about it or they bring up things that don't matter or there's no urgency. That's the problem. We need urgency. When I bring up the fact that on July the 4th, people like Lindsey Graham and others want there to be an attack so they can say, see, I told you, because they want to go to war and they want Iran to be in the crosshairs. So it's very likely that they could have something done somewhere and nobody's going to question it because the Fox News Group and others will say, we want blood, and you're going to get a name, some guy named Hamada, and they show a picture of him and they'll call him a sleeper cell. And it is so obvious. And the people who are really speaking about this, I think very well, Alex Jones and others, I'm not sure if people are paying attention to them. So this doesn't affect anybody. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody gets upset. It's like, I think the internet and these particular programs, maybe to an extent, kind of soothes people. Sometimes I wonder, why doesn't Judge Napolitano ever he never comments on anybody? Maybe he certainly can see that he never does. He has his guests on, he's a good people with Scott Ritter. He's doing phenomenally well. And I don't really spend a lot of time reading his comments, but I really am thinking, I don't think I'm doing a good job. I don't think I'm conveying this. I would hope I would. I don't say things just to raise the hackles of people. This president, and there's also this love affair. I don't think this president knows what he's doing regarding the Middle East. I really don't think so. And when you say that, people get so upset. Oh my God, don't you understand? You've pled fealty. By the way, the biggest lobbying group that owns Congress is not AIPAC, it's Big Tech. Big Tech. And the AI group, oh, shit, like you wouldn't believe. Try explaining AI to people. They don't understand this. I said the other day, do you recognize how people who are normally not at all aligned politically, I mentioned Greta Thunberg, Steve Bannon, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Dave Smith, Max Blumenthal, Katie Hopper, Judge Napolitano. Go down the list. People who are left, Junk Yogurt and Anna whatever, Candace Owens, all of these people are recognizing that what has happened and this allegiance to Bibi Netanyahu it's run its course. It has hit absurd. The majority of people in this country have no idea what that even means. And I'm saying this is probably the most important issue. I am not, can you think of any, listen to what I'm saying, answer this question. Just do me a favor. I know you're not going to, you're going to be talking, that's fine. But for those who are participating, answer this question for me. Do you see any appreciable difference, any quantifiable difference between President Trump and Joe Biden regarding Israel? Answer that question. Oh, wait a second. Let me see what this is. Anybody? Do you think there's any difference? Any? Do you see that? Anybody? Do you see any difference? Any difference between Anthony Blinken and what's going on right now? Anybody? Anybody? Let me see. Trump took it up a notch. No. He's a dictator. Well, somebody says he's a dictator. I don't see any difference. Anything. I think Trump being far more, if anything, more proactive. This is the scariest thing I've ever seen. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what to say about Trump. If he doesn't know what he's doing, then he's an idiot. And I don't think he's an idiot. I think he really knows what's going on. I think he's very, very smart. If he knows what's going on, then he's some kind of a maniacal dictator. And I think that doesn't make sense either. So I don't know where to go with this. I don't know where to go with this. I don't know where to go with this. I don't know what happened to us. I don't know where we're going. I don't know anything. I've never seen Congress so worthless. I've never seen anything. There are no stars. There's nobody that everybody wants to get their time on TV. Everybody wants to be the next John Kennedy. John Kennedy. I mean, nobody, I don't know. When is this going to end? When is this going to end? Why are we doing this? We have so much time. Nobody wants to be involved in this ridiculous war bombing Iran. And Hezbollah next. The Houthis lasted, the Houthis kicked our ass. We just said, you know what? Nobody could believe it. Because we have this idea that our military prowess is so great, and so surgical, and so plenary, and so inane, that nothing can stop it. I don't know how that works. It scares me. It really does. And there's a sense of, don't worry, we're okay. We're the greatest country in the world, and we have the best military. Oh, Mrs. L's people, AI, this BBB, this moratorium, they have just basically capitulated. Marsha Blackburn, they basically told, they said they were going to do 10 years, but now they're agreeing to 5 years of not, listen to me, of not doing a thing for AI. Her people are furious. There's also, not only are they agreeing not to do anything, but if you were to try to pass some legislation regarding any kind of limitation on AI, it is almost presumed to be violative of not free speech per se, but it is incumbent upon you, the state in this particular case, whoever the state is, to show that it is not a violation of the rules. Thus, you will never see any legislation worthwhile being passed by virtue of the onerous duties. Good luck trying to explain this to the American people. This has nothing. No idea. And one day, and I don't know when, but you are going to see AI not as this incredible tool, not as this incredible learning implement, but you are going to see it do something that absolutely will blow your mind and scare you and say, why didn't we do anything? Because nobody understood it, nobody stopped it, and big tech and the AI, the Altmans and these other people, and Elon are saying, don't do anything. You are not, This is what scares me. But we have a bunch of people, especially the conservative types, who want to wave their flags, and July 4th, they're going to be saying, hey, we're the greatest country in the world, and that's great. Or they want to talk about Obama, or they want to talk about Hillary, or something that really has no bearing on any of this stuff. This is really scary. Because remember what I'm telling you. The existential threat to this country is not bombs, but AI, and AGI in particular. And good luck trying to explain this to people. Good luck trying to explain it. We live in a country with the attention span of a gnat. One time we talk about the wall, then we don't talk about the wall. Then we come here to Tom Homan, then we know about a little bit about ICE. There's that judge who might be looking at some time. Are we still building the wall? I don't know. Are we still doing that? I don't know. I don't know. Are we draining the swamp? We don't even talk about the swamp anymore. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Kash Patel, Bongino are two of the most incompetent oafs I have ever seen. They are in love with the Bongino in particular. Bongino loves being the big shot, the tough guy. He just loves this. Hegseth also. These are not alpha males. These are like high school boys who want to be, you know what I mean? They love just playing soldier and being, and to an extent you have to appreciate that a little bit. These aren't the people that I want involved in. Thank God recently we had a wonderful victory regarding on the part of Amy Coney Barrett. But this is scary stuff right now. I don't recognize this guy. And nobody's talking about this. Because remember, Fox News, which still represents the most powerful, independent, conservative voice, plays into not only the BB agenda, but I don't know what to say. And it is scary, scary, scary. And as somebody wrote, I think when we first started, this is depressing. I realized that's it. People would normally say, please tell me more. Tell me what we need to worry about. Tell me what we need to worry about. No, people want to say, no, you don't understand. This isn't my thing. I'm not into this. I'm kind of a fair weather Republican. In any event, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, ladies and germs? I do not know. But I want to say thank you nonetheless. Remind you again, July 19th at the Cutting Room. It's the last day of June. Don't forget, I'll be back on the air tomorrow this morning at 1 to 5, where I'm trying to mobilize the New York people, and people, because it's a syndicated show, it's all over the country. But I want there to be a kind of a shadow government onslaught, where people come out of the woodwork to do something about this. In any event, I hope it's true. I hope it works. But I got to tell you, I don't know what I'm accomplishing. Maybe I can just do this, just do some, bank some recorded things. Because when we talk, when we do this, it's becoming more and more, I'm just seeing this, almost like a party. And I don't want people to be lugubrious. I don't want people to be funereal or depressed. But there's a sense almost of, let's throw the cliches around. And I don't know if this is a compliment. And I blame myself, because I don't think I'm presenting the issues clear enough. How can anybody, it's so weird. I'll bring something up which is happening in the news, which I think is so important. And other folks say, no, I want to talk about Obama, being born in Kenya or something. I blame myself. I'm serious. I blame myself. So anyway, my friends, you have a great and a glorious night. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the support. Thank you anyway. But let me tell you something. I want to mobilize people to say, what do I have to do to make a change? What do I have to do? Do I call somebody? Yes. Do I call my congressman? Yes. Do I call my senator? Yes. Do I do the White House? What do I do? Yes, you have to do something. Start your own channel. Do something. Not merely sit back and respond or react, but act. Do something. Spread this. I want the people like the Zoran Mamdanis to think like, oh my God, these people are coming out of the woodwork. I've never seen anything like it. That will get their opinion. I want to see bots. I want to see the full faith and force and credit of our ability to go after him and to just deluge this guy. Because what he's suggesting is going to be the ruination of our children, women, families. Forget the economics, just the basic moral fiber. This guy is dangerous. Strike that. The people who write his script are dangerous. All right, dear friends, thank you for this. Have a great and a glorious day. Whatever's left of it, remember, do something, pay attention. We'll see you tomorrow. And again, for those who I have failed to mobilize and to inspire and to anger, I blame myself. Because this is my chance to do the closing argument. And I'm trying to go for a conviction, and sometimes at best I'm getting, I hate to say it, an acquittal, or at best, maybe a hung jury. In any event, what are you going to do? All right, my friends, have a great and glorious night. Talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget, tonight, WABC. Until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dad.